Hey, good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. Tonight, tonight we're going to do the review of The Shy, Season 3, Episode 1 and 2. It's Keisha and myself. We ask that anybody that wants to be involved in the discussion in the chat, please do. The chat is open. If you want to be part of the show, just let me know and send me your number, and I'll say the link and actually add you into the show if you want to talk about The Shy, season 1 and season 2. What's up, Keisha?
Nothing. How are you?
All right, how's everything?
It's going.
So it
I'm
looks like
trying. Wait, Shakita put on her page talk about people be trying to show their dimples, and I'll never be showing mine. They so awkward, and they like popping to death.
so let's talk about The Shy has some new characters. Let's talk about the new characters and how they introduced a new character. They introduced a new character in season 1 as well as it's not season 1, episode 1 as well as episode 2. Episode 1 they introduced Jake and Reggie's brother Trent, right?
Hmm.
So let's talk
And
about
his
Wig
girlfriend.
and his girlfriend who happens to be a transsexual. And it's funny about that is that you said that after episode 1 and it actually got confirmed in episode 2. So and they introduced in episode 2 they introduced Lyla, who is,
Yeah.
a neighborhood chef, cooks out of the house and all that. So Keisha, how do you feel about episode 1 and 2? Like what direction do you think this show is going? Where do you
I mean, I really like Reg,
Mhm.
so I don't feel like they really like wrapped that up. I mean, I know that he was shot in the last episode. Um,
Mhm.
but they didn't really wrap that up for me. And also, what's the other guy name? The main one that's always in trouble in real life.
Oh, Jason Mitchell. Brandon.
Brandon. They are. It's just a funeral. So what happened between him being at the police station and he was going to turn on them to now we're starting at his funeral.
So
So I don't really feel like none of that was wrapped up. And then what happened to Sonny? So Sonny was the one Emmett worked at the restaurant.
yeah, Sonny had heart trouble that one time.
Yeah, but then Sonny came back and made Emmett the manager. So what happened to Sonny? And then what happened to Sonny's brother, who was the leader of the gang, who was the little boy's father who got killed?
Yeah, who's really not Tukey. Tukey is the one that Ronnie killed. Who was really Jason's father.
Yes. Like
So
they don't wrap that up. I like the show, but I don't feel like they wrap that up good for me. But then again, it could be like a Power, because Power would bring that stuff back in later episodes.
yeah, I don't think that I've been watching the show since season 1. I actually really like The Shy. I love the kids in The Shy. I love Papa. I love Jake.
Mhm.
I love Kevin. They funny
The
to me.
kids are phenomenal,
Yeah.
phenomenal. They really make the show to me.
And it's amazing to sit there and watch them actually growing up because they get bigger. And actually,
Hmm.
like we discussed earlier, if you look at the actor who plays Jake, he does a phenomenal role, and his facial expressions of
Hmm.
being detached and not showing much emotion is that young kid is has the potential to be a tremendous actor because he really does a good job. But when we go to episode when we go to episode 1 and you see that Trent tried to come back and take Jake away from Doodlewad, and they had this where they pressed up on the OG in the alleyway.
Hmm.
What do you think about that dynamic and that angle where it's going, or him trying to get his brother away from this man who he seems this man is not having his best interests at heart?
Well, I mean, I like Luke James as an actor, so I like that I like that per se. Um, I but to me, you wouldn't be able to just roll into Chicago like that. You pull up on him like that, and nothing happened to you after. But I mean,
Yeah,
that may not be real enough for me, but I think the dynamic should be good.
yeah, I thought it was interesting myself. Like this is considered the OG of the area. Like how is he that accessible that you caught his man slipping with just a chick? Like most people won't fall for something as easily as that. Get to have with your security having your guard down. So I see that they didn't bring Jerica back. They basically didn't even speak about Jerica. Didn't have Jerica because even in the little preview little clips they showed of Brandon's funeral, you didn't even see Jerica around or even an actress playing like she was the
The
actress who
mother
played Jerica.
mentioned the mother mentioned her, like, well, that's why his relationship wasn't good. I don't know. I mean, I know that's real life issues that they have, and so maybe they couldn't wrap it up any better
I'm gonna
than
ask you a
what they
question.
did.
Do you think that it was right or good that they killed Brandon's character off, or they could have just brought another actor in because Brandon's character was actually a good
I don't
character. He
think
was
I don't think anybody else could have played Brandon though. Like, I think that he's a good actor, despite whatever his personal shortcomings is.
okay. Okay. So what? So let's talk about Kevin's mother and her wife or whatever they want to consider that as the name. Kevin's
Wife
mother
and wife.
wife and wife. They finally got married. So how do you feel about that dynamic? You see from going episode 1 to episode 2 that she's more integral in the show. So what do you think, Keisha? As y'all see, Keisha has a lot going on. But anyway, Keisha, when you get a chance, just what do you think about and even the people that's watching, what do you guys think about uh the role that Kevin's mother and her new wife is playing in the show? What do you think about that, Keisha?
I mean, I think it's an honest portrayal. You know that does happen. Same sex couples, the women already have kids and they get married later on in life,
Yeah, what
to a same sex partner. So I mean, I don't know. Some of the feedback, some people were a little put off.
Yeah,
Um,
I was a little shocked when they had a sex scene and you seen that she had a strap on. I mean, I believe that was a little over the top. I mean, that was shocking to even see on TV that you actually seeing her with a strap on and they were supposedly allegedly having sex or whatever. So I think that was like a Lena Waithe is definitely pushing the envelope going into season 2. I mean season 3. So, what do you think about Dudawa's character? Because he's running for mayor. What do you think this is going?
he's a sleaze bucket, and I think that that's the part that we should probably touch on. I don't see any good heterosexual male characters.
Yes, for some, and it's funny that you brought that up because we discussed it earlier. Is that you know um, one of the things that we need to be mindful of is that people always say that the LGBTQ has an agenda and they hate men, and I don't know if they literally hate men or they just have a disdain for heterosexual men. But you see in this show, and I don't know if that's Lena Waithe's personal thing is that they have no positive heterosexual black men on the show. There is
Mm-mm.
not one positive heterosexual black men on the show, and I think that's disturbing. I think that's scary. I think in this climate, I don't know what point is trying to be proven by this. So
I
what?
think that that's what how people feel. I think is representative of how people feel about the black man, uh, the heterosexual black man, not just her being, a gay woman. I just think that, you know, I think Emmett is supposed to be a good guy, right? Emmett
I'm
has
gonna ask you, do
multiple
you think they're trying
kids
to?
and multiple better baby mothers.
Do you think they're trying to make like him? Emmett basically is following Darnell's footsteps. His father. You
I
think
think
that?
they're saying that because his father wasn't there for him, he's following in his father's footsteps and doing the same thing.
Do you think that in season three they're trying to make Emmett more of a Brandon? Because even his conversation is more like in episode two, he talking about building a legacy. I'm a king, and it's all this and all that. That wasn't the type of tone or the type of language that
Well,
Emmett has
I
spoken the
think
first two seasons.
well that's true, but I think that Brandon was a mentor, was a big brother to Emmett because not Jake, not Papa, the other Kevin. Kevin said to him, "You're no Brandon." Brandon wouldn't say nigga.
Hmm.
So I think they're both growing under the influence of Brandon or whatever Brandon was trying to show them. So I don't really have a problem with that. But who is the representatives of the kids I raise? Good kids, well men. They don't have a whole bunch of baby mothers. They don't have a whole bunch of kids all over the place. They take care of their kids. They work or they're in college. Like, where's that representation? Even the sister Keisha is fast. Like,
It's,
where are
she
just
dark skinned
the
Keisha. She's a dark skinned
right?
Keisha too.
Yeah, but she fast. She fast, right? So where are the normal um
Transition.
kids?
Yeah.
Because even I mean, I guess Papa is one. I guess I like Papa, but I don't know. Where's his parents?
Yeah, I know in season two they showed his father, I think, one time, and they had
So
the.
so that's not believable to me. Because if his parents is overly religious and Kevin got two mothers and Jake is just a child of the streets, basically, would they really let Papa hang with them?
I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you notice that the role that Lala plays when Emmett was talking to her, she said that Brandon wasn't shit. Like,
Yeah.
how does she know Brandon? What's the backdrop on that? Like, what made like why? Like, I don't know if the writers are mad at Jason Mitchell and now they basically want to kill his image altogether in the show. But like, why would she say he wasn't shit? Like, what did he do?
Well, because you don't, I can understand that though, because you don't know what the rumor mill is. Because, he was down with the gang. Uh, he wasn't, right?
Yeah,
But the streets is probably saying he was.
I just think it's interesting, and unfortunately, it falls into the same old narrative of an attack on black heterosexual men. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed the first two seasons, and I'm actually looking at season three with a different lens because of the
You
show.
know what? It's not that they not good guys. Maybe from a different perspective, it's that they're good guys, but they damaged.
Well, let me ask you, Keisha, because you said that. Would you, if your son was 13 or 14 years old, would you allow him to watch The Shy with you?
Hmm.
What positive role model is in The Shy where you'd be like, son,
But
see how he handled
I
his business?
I
Not
don't
saying that you use
always.
shows to raise your kids because this is something that none of us should do. But if my son was 13 or 14 years old, I'd be like, yo, this show is not reality. Because there are, like you said, there's a lot of men out here who's doing there's a lot of black heterosexual men. Now we know that that is the LGBTQ. They are our community. We're them and they're us. But it just seems like this is a concerted effort not to put a black heterosexual man in there that may seem like a good guy. Like at the end of the day, we're rooting for the kids in the shy. We're rooting for Jake.
I mean, you rooting for the kids, but what's the one who homeless now? What's his name?
Ronnie.
I'm rooting for Rodney.
You're rooting for Ronnie, but Ronnie, look at his situation. He's messed up. He drinking. He's homeless. 1 minute last season, he was suffering from PTSD, like the war syndrome or whatever. And it's like, what's going on with Ronnie? And even so much in episode 2, I was wondering why Kevin's stepmom was so angry at Ronnie when she went to go look for the phone. Like,
Oh, because they know Ronnie killed the
but they
little
know he
boy.
killed he killed Tukey by accident.
It wasn't an accident. He did that on
He
purpose.
he thought that Tukey had killed Jason because he had
All
that
right.
chain around his neck. So they
Yeah,
know
no,
that.
that's not what adults do.
Yeah, that's somebody kill your son. A man may just go hammer. But it's like, why was she so angry with him? Like she said, she know what he about. Like, why would he do something to a girl? Like at the end of the day, Kevin shot him in season 2. Kevin shot Ronnie in the stomach in season 2. He never tried to get back at Kevin.
Kevin shot right. Kevin was scared. He was supposed to shoot Ronnie. But so here's my thing. I think that this is a neighborhood. So they all know each other. So you know how we know the people in our neighborhood. When somebody get on my nerves, I'll be like, I'm just gonna call a neighbor. I'm gonna have your mother's social security number. So they have the ability to know everything that he's did, right, wrong, and different. So I get that part. So they just mad at Ronnie. And then rumors ruins a lot of stuff. So we don't know what happened.
So what? What happened with Tracy, Jason's mother? Ronnie and her was together for a minute, and then she hasn't been
She
on too
got
much.
drunk.
No,
Oh,
he got drunk when he was talking to Jada, which we
he
gonna
got
get to
drunk
Jada.
when Tracy is his best friend. They like best friends now.
Mm. But at one time, so where's his grandmother? You think she lost the house?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too. What happened to the grandmother?
Yeah, it's just like they're not talking about it, and they're
And
not even.
I like the grandmother.
Yeah,
I
she was
really
real.
like the grandmother.
She was real. It's like they're not talking about that whole police investigation. They're not even showing the cops. Even the white cop was integral in
Yeah.
the first 2
Oh,
seasons, and they haven't
no.
shown him yet.
He's Spanish. He
Yeah,
Puerto Rican or
you're right.
something. He not white.
He was
And he
integral.
and the baby was coming.
Yeah, he was integral in the first 2 seasons. Like he
And
was
what happened to the black cop and her kid that was locked up and getting beat up in jail?
exactly. It's just
But
like,
it's just the second episode, so you don't know.
but I'm just shocked that the storyline is like they got a lot going on, and it's like they all over the place. It's just interesting that, like I said, it's it's just all over the place. So what you think about Jada getting her her boots knocked, like as what you call it said, she
Um,
got
she
her
a
back knocked out.
she a Puma. She probably needed it.
Why? Oh, what's the difference between a puma and a cougar? Same thing.
Pumas is a little younger.
Yeah, I just think it's too many unanswered questions going on. Like,
I
you
mean,
know,
first of all, that's reality. You in your mid 30s, 49 up to 49, like, you know, you can still catch a youngin if that's what you want to do. You
but
can
that
date the
wasn't
father or the son.
that wasn't catching a youngin. That was basically she told her how to get
Oh,
a
she caught her.
massage with benefit. Yeah, she caught him because he basically said, "I'm not, I'm
He
even
giving
giving
out
you a
happy.
discount."
He
Yeah,
giving out happy endings. I mean, that's not my thing, but if that's what she needed to get her through, I ain't see nothing wrong with it. I think that's reality though. Like if you're a mother and you're a single mother, so that means you still might go out or get cute, and you have sons or even nephews, sometimes cousins, they do try to police what you're doing, what you're wearing, who you talking to, where
so
you going.
she got so much going on. She ain't enjoying her life. Like she said, she just want to take a trip here and there. Like even she did the speed dating thing for a minute, which was interesting, and that didn't
I think she's gonna be with this Asian guy.
really.
I
So
think
you
I saw that.
so
Yeah.
you think they gonna find Jada a boo?
She need one.
So so now let's talk about our favorite character who we talked about, and we hope that she didn't mess this up because we didn't really we thought her acting was dull in Power. Let's talk about Lala's role. How you think she did the
That
first
wasn't
episode?
my favorite character. I mean, she played a slut. I don't know if that's who she is. I mean, I don't know. She
I
did all
think
right.
I actually like Lala as that role. I mean, the last scene before it went off, right before that little scene with her and Emmett, because unfortunately I watched it. I watched episode 2 4 times just to get a grasp of what I was seeing. The last scene, she kind of got real close within his space and was like, "Let's get this money." I kind of don't want.
When she asked to see his
Yeah,
penis,
that was crazy. Like he the neighborhood hoe. He known as having the third leg.
right, right, and I mean, who's okay?
That was a little
Okay,
blunt and up front.
that was a little risque. I mean,
So
okay.
let me ask you, like that scene she got within his space and was like, "Let's get this money." You know, I kind of want to see them do extremely well in their business, but him and his baby mother, the girl that he lived with, they got the apartment together. They seem really nice together. They seem like a good couple, yo. And she real supportive of him. Even the other baby mother's supportive of him.
I want him with Keisha, but if
You want him
he's
with
not,
Keisha?
hmm
He don't even know Keisha missing right now. Where is
no, he
Keisha?
don't. Because I feel like him and Keisha are friends.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about the whole friend thing. Like if you don't have a friendship, you kind of don't have nothing. Um, but I don't. I feel like his baby mother is trying to ride for him, and she's cool with his mother. That's not something I always recommend, but yeah. So it's interesting. I don't want him to start anew with Lala.
So yeah, like Lala, her role is interesting. Like
But we never talk about that. But at that little age, he like 16 to 21, a lot of guys that I know be messing with older women. So it's not shocking to me. And it ain't just the street ones. It's all of them.
and even that may lead to like the show that we were supposed to have before, where younger guys be dealing with older women and their innocence being taken and their youth is being taken. So
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out like the whole thing. Lala had the whole restaurant going on in her house. Emmett killed
Yeah.
me when he was like the board of health. Like nigga, is you telling? Like what's going on
He
with you?
might. He
But
might
he
drop it down.
but he basically what was interesting is that Emmett basically was like, yo, let's get this money, So it's gonna be interesting that they're gonna be doing this in Sonny's after hours with, using his
So
kitchen.
let me tell you of what the LGBT part, TQ part that I struggle with. It wasn't the women. The women didn't bother me. So when Trig and what's his girlfriend name, Jasmine,
Yeah.
they went to a bar. So I'm presuming it was a gay bar or whatever. And he was at the bar minding his business, drinking a beer, and another guy showed interest. He wasn't nasty or rude to me, and he was like, "No, I'm not interested." And the other guy went off. This is what
Mm.
y'all do as trades and blah 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 blah. Now she wasn't with him at the time, and then Trig went off like, "I'm not gay. Keep that over there." Blah 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 blah. But she made him apologize, and I had a problem with that because through the education and from what I'm hearing, not gay people in my family. I mean, like, the new age gay people. From what I'm hearing, it's a spectrum, right? So for his spectrum, he loves this one person who may have been born a male and now is a female. He doesn't consider himself gay.
Hmm.
He's allowed to have that. I don't feel like he was allowed to have that in that moment. It was like he did something wrong. If someone propositions you or approaches you, you have a right to say no and not be bullied. Like, I got my cousin's son is a gay male or whatever. He's my cousin. I got a girl cousin. They all the same age. She's gay. It's like six of them the same age. They go out together. All of them are not gay. If they say no, then that's no. It's not fair to accost them because they're not interested. So that scene kind of bothered me because it kind of made him wrong and not the gay male wrong. Because if you proposition someone and then they say no, then you back away. You don't push it.
His
If that
name was
makes sense. What
his pronoun was him and him, he and him.
him and he and him.
That was his
So he
pronoun.
was a gay man, right? So now
Hmm.
Trig doesn't feel like he's a gay man. He feels like he loves Jasmine, right? And Jasmine, we don't know if she um had the full surgery or what have you. But the new things that they're saying, if you're trying to get, he's allowed to feel that way.
Yeah,
So
I just
I
think
felt like you didn't allow him to be who he was. It
I
was like, well, why are you in here?
I,
And
I agree with you. That
I
that whole scene seemed a little extra. It seemed dramatized. It seemed like I said, like Lena Waithe and whoever helped in her write, or if she wrote it herself, is like really trying to push an agenda, and it's like major that scene. Like why, like you said, why is he blaming? Why did Trick get blamed for how he felt? He actually told he and him, I'm not interested. I mean,
yeah, but he wasn't rude. He didn't call him derogatory names. He didn't. To me, the gay man was aggressive.
exactly. And this is something that this is something, Keisha, I always see that it, and this is not to try to attack the LGBT community, but this is something that we need to really address is that for some reason it appears that they have this agenda to attack heterosexual black men. Now, in this particular brother Trig, whatever he considers himself, whether he considers himself gay, whether any predicament, like you said, nowadays he's in the spectrum. Allow him to be who he is, and it's like here it is, someone who knew who he was, who goes by a pronoun, clearly was trying to like bait him into something just because he was having a drink at a gay bar, no matter regardless of his situation. And it's just odd, and it's really sad that so many agendas are being put forth in a good show. Like sometimes you want to put like the shot, for example,
See,
the show's supposed to be about the South Side of Chicago, and I'm quite
right.
sure this goes on in the South Side of Chicago, but I'm quite sure that it's more to it. It's more there's more depth into what's going on because the people in the LGBT community have never been ostracized by their particular community. Now, if they go outside those communities, that may be something different. But as far as ostracized in those communities, everybody know them. Nobody. I've never seen it. I mean, the community that I came from, I've never seen because of a personal sexual preference where they've been ostracized. I mean, I'm quite sure that it has happened, but that doesn't mean it's the norm.
I think for Black people, I think that in the Caribbean, in Africa, I think they're ostracized. Jamaica, I think they're ostracized. And in the Black community, it's names and different stuff. Like, when you get mad, the names come out, but they use the names also. but I don't feel like um the things that I'm hearing like in social media and reading on the paper, it doesn't line up what I dealt with having gay people. I mean, close gay people in my family. I told you the other day, they got a picture from like 1902. All these white looking people, and one of my grandmothers, I think it's my grandmother's aunt, she's gay in this picture. So it's not new. And I know, like, talking to my mother and my grandmother when she was here, my mother had like a guy that was one of her best friends, and he was really, really pretty, and he would dress up as a woman. Like, they lived in Newark where, you know, those shows were going on where they would all get dressed and be dressed up like a woman. Or I would hear stories from my father. It was some gay guy that he grew up with that could really fight, like, and you ain't wanted with him. So it doesn't really add up to what I'm seeing in the media and what I'm seeing as me feeling like an agenda, but it doesn't add up to me in the Black community.
Yeah, I think that we June is what they consider Gay Pride Month. Like I said, I think that she was definitely episode two. She was trying to make a point, and like I said, we need to, if you're gonna have this type of show, there should be some heterosexual men, black men that
But
are good examples.
what were we supposed to take from it? Was we supposed to take this is what happens, or because I felt like he should be able to have a drink. Like, my first cousin, she's gay, right? I love my cousin. If she DJs, if she say come where she at, she DJs at locked doors or this, that, and the third, I'ma come because that's my cousin. But now when someone tries to approach me, I'm gonna say I'm not interested. To me, that should be the end of it.
I mean, even
So,
even if even if it's a guy who's checking you out, you might be attracted to him, but you just don't. You want your space. I mean, I've never. Don't get me wrong, and I understand. I don't go hang out. Only time I come around is when my family is having something. So I may come up in the spot to be with my crew.
mhm.
But I say that to say that if somebody buys you, if you're sitting there by yourself and you tell somebody you don't feel like being bothered, for the most part, the person's gonna leave you alone, or they might be like, "Oh, you got an attitude or whatever." But as mature adults, as we've gotten older, most people just let people have their space. I just thought it was odd that
Because I felt like he felt like, I don't know, just from social media, not so much from the gay people in my family, right? It's almost if they feel like, why were you in my space? Like, that's how I took it. Like, if you
mm,
ain't down for this, why you in my space?
mm, yeah, I thought it was odd, and it kind of it goes back to that first episode of season three with that sex scene with the strap on. That kind of like was like, whoa. I'm telling you, I think Lena Waithe done pushed the envelope, like, because
Well,
I've
I mean,
never.
she wants representation for her type of people. So I mean, I get it.
Because even with Lena Waithe considers she doesn't consider herself gay. She
What?
consider herself
Whoa.
she consider herself queer.
What's the difference?
I don't know the difference. I really don't know the difference. But that's what she considers
Do
herself.
do she? I'm gonna have to look it up. Do she? She doesn't like men. She doesn't look like she like men.
No, no.
Or is she like Janelle? Like, it's this thing that they're attracted to, like, energy. I think that's pansexual. Like, they can fall in love with anybody. It could, which is different than bisexual.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, because here, this is what I'm telling you. It's a spectrum. So with it being a spectrum, like, oh my God, what's that movie that was a true story? It was with Troy Garrity, which is Jane Fonda's son. He was in the barbershops. The white guy in the barbershops. You ever seen
I can't
Barbershop?
remember offhand.
So
Oh, in
in
barbershop.
yes, the white guy in Barbershop, that's Jane Fonda's son.
Okay.
He played in this movie, which was a true movie. He was in the military and he fell in love. She was like a stripper or something, but she was a transsexual. And he was from like the Midwest. He didn't consider himself gay, but he loved that person. And then two people who was in the military with him, they killed him or whatever. So I guess it is a spectrum. Like they loved that person, and that was the thing. So from my understanding, this guy did not feel like he was gay. He just feel like he see her as a woman, and he loves her.
Yeah, he just came there to have a drink.
And he just came because that's what his girlfriend wanted him to do.
Yeah,
So
and
to
you.
me, I felt a way because they tried to make him the bad guy in the scene. And that be my problem with, like, okay, it's an LGBT agenda.
Oh, there's definitely an agenda. I hate to say it. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious, and it's funny because like I said, where did it come from, and where did it start? Because like me and you discussed earlier that homosexuality has been part of the black community since we could remember. I mean, if you know anything about the Harlem Renaissance, you'll know that some of them was gay. Um, if you know anything about civil rights movement, you'll know that James Baldwin was gay. You'll know that Angela Davis was gay. So
But
they
not
were never
even that.
ostracized by the people.
One of them guys with Martin Luther King was gay too.
Yeah,
And is his name Randolph? I don't know. For me, it's been a part of my life my whole life. Like I told y'all that my mother got a picture in there from like the early 1900s. One of them is gay. Um, I can't speak about nobody else's family. My family is you love your family. You know.
yeah. So it's not
Now
like that.
I got
It's,
a cousin. She's a little extra, but we love her too. So I don't understand really. Um, I don't identify with what they say when they say it.
yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, why is it attacked? But we know that the people from the feminine music, the movement, we know that it's been an attack on like the traditional family alone.
The
Like,
white women who hijacked the movement,
yeah,
them.
yeah, we know that it's been an attack on the traditional family movement anyway. So much so that I even commented in one of the posts that heterosexual relationships are going to get to a point where they're endangered species nowadays. So yeah, I
I
just thought
mean,
that
I don't know if we don't start reading, because don't give y'all money to Black Lives Matter and they talk about they don't support the black family or the traditional black family. That just don't
yeah.
make sense to me.
Well, I didn't want
So
to.
so what do they support?
Well, if you look at one of the things that they and I really didn't. I was trying not to go there tonight. I was trying to, but I didn't want to. But one of the things that they kind of transparent, because I just think that a lot of times people don't read what they're really about.
Hmm.
But since they started the organization, they actually have never changed what they've been about. When they first started in Ferguson, it was started as grassroots with Darren Sills and a couple others, and then Darren Sills and them broke away, and unfortunately the soldier got killed, and the other guys got killed, and even D Ray was part of their organization, but he had it out with the girls. Um,
Hmm.
D Ray actually has a podcast himself that's doing pretty good. I think I seen it one time. But anyway, Pretty clear. They're pretty clear on their agendas. So it's interesting what they're about and why people. Maybe you need to ask what your money is going to, which a lot of celebrities have asked about where their money is going to, what is they about, what's their agenda, and also that they're really a political organization as well because they're working exclusively with the Democratic Party. So if you're a Democrat, that may be something that you may want to do. I mean, some people don't like to be told who to vote for. They like to they like to have that choice. But that's a whole other matter. So
Yeah.
what you think the episodes is going? What you think? They only got 8 left. Like it's only 10.
I mean, they're gonna focus on Keisha. But I guess Chicago is the Midwest, right? Or no?
It is the middle of America.
Um,
It is the middle. It is the middle of everything that's going on in the country. From
but so you saw that house in Milwaukee that them black people was at. The girls was kidnapped.
Mhm.
So I think that's a real thing that's going on in Chicago. So, and I think that's so I think that part would be interesting. And I think for the community to come together would be good. I would like to see that too. The only, my only thing is if you're gonna tell our stories, like tell them complete. And I know some good men, and I know some men that may be a little shady, but they still got good in them. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna tell that part, I get it. But let's tell the whole true story. And like that stepmother, my cousin, she had a girlfriend for many, 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 many years. If something happened to one of them kids that they raised together, that would be them. So I believe that. You know what I mean? Um, Now the scene with Trig in the bar, I believe that also, but I feel like it was a problem, and my issue becomes why I felt it was a problem, and why what she was trying to convey were two different things.
Mhm.
She would, to me, I took it as you trying to convey about these men who have sex with men and don't admit that they're gay or whatever the case may be. But to me, it was more about he said, I'm not interested. So he wasn't even in that space. So why did you put him in that box? And then why don't we talk about the gay people who go after? I know gay, I got two little gay nieces, right? One of them, I tell her all the time, don't talk to no women that like men because you still a girl, your feelings and emotions be all involved. She does it every time. But it's like you purposely going after women who, in some ways, they just looking for a little fun. They're
Mhm.
going to go back to being with a man. And then there's gay men who go out of their way to be with married men
Mhm.
or men that's living with women and a bunch of kids. Why is that?
Yeah. So it's like we discussed. It's a lot of layers and it's a lot of places that she could go and she could go and be able to tell the story of LGBTQ lifestyle without making any particular segment of people feel bad or make them look crazy. One of the things that I just thought with knowing people from the LGBT community and having family members in that community, it's like the pronoun he and him was actually ready for war. Like it's like he purposely was like, I'm gonna come for this dude. He's sitting over there having a drink, and I'm gonna rip him because he starts talking about him after he wouldn't respond to his advancements, which just seemed kind of odd per se to me. But
It seemed off putting, like it didn't belong there. to me.
One of the questions in the chat was how you think these actors and actresses, husbands and wives feel in real life when they see their spouses intimate on film. Can you handle it?
Well, Candy Burris from Escape is going to be, she's going to be Dudoir's ex-wife or his wife, estranged wife, and they were supposed to have a sex scene, and her husband was not happy. Um, I don't know. I'm not jealous. I'm very confident. I don't know though how I would feel about the Luke James scenes. Don't kill me. I'm just being honest because the actress that's playing him is a transgender.
Yeah, I just think that it's when you're dealing in that type of art, I think that if you have a mate in that art, you should be understanding. I know that one of the things, and even though I know they had some issues, that Boris and Nicole Parker had that agreement that no matter what role they ever take, it would never be no tongue in the other person's mouth, and I
She
always
didn't kiss Lucius or Forrest Whitaker.
she kissed him, but she didn't put her tongue in his mouth.
Mm.
That's their agreement that they had made. I always thought that was interesting that they had that agreement, but I'm quite sure. I mean, a lot of scenes are real,
I
not
don't
real,
think
but they
everybody can handle it.
yeah, I'm quite sure.
I don't
I'm,
think everybody can handle it.
I'm quite sure they can.
You know, listen, my friend be talking too long, and I'll be like, wrap it up. So
So I'm gonna ask you, Sue, do you think they're gonna get into see the coming attractions for next week was basically we gotta find Keisha, help Kev find
passing
Keisha.
out flyers, right?
I got the alert to my channel talk about help Kev find Keisha. Yo, we going into episode 3. They gotta tell us about Brandon, yo.
They ain't telling us about. Listen, I want to know about Reggie.
No, I seen Reggie get shot. Reggie got shot by the girl.
I seen him get shot, but what happened? Was he in the hospital? He just died. I mean, I need to know these things.
I saw Reggie in an interview, and Reggie basically the actor who's playing Reggie. He said that he's from Chicago, and he was talking about
Hmm.
How Lena basically helped him out, and he gave her opportunity that he takes this acting thing serious, and you know, I just thought it was interesting. But
Yeah, I like.
Reggie was kind of like he just was different. He was down with the cause. He was real loyal. His loyalty to Duda was in his little set or whatever they call it.
I think Reggie was a kid, right? And he had all this responsibility. See, because I thought the mother was just Jake's mother.
Mm,
Because I don't know if you remember, somebody sold her some drugs and Reg went off.
yeah.
That's Jake's mama. So I thought that they all had the same father, but come to find out. But even that is interesting. If you listen to Trig, it was like he complained, with everything that's going on in the world. I try not to judge people in the choices that they make, whether it's work in their life. So his father must have worked for the city, and his father complained about something that
Yeah.
was happening to us, to black people, and he lost his job and he couldn't recover after that. So that's why I be very select. Like if I call you a coon, damn it, you a raccoon.
Yo,
I be
it's
very
funny because
selective with the things that I say to people because I know that my choice may not be your choice.
it's funny that Trig even brought that up because that is a reality. A lot of people do go through depression, loss of self worth because of a job or particular not being able to take care of their responsibilities. But I want to know why did they just like bring Trig out of nowhere? Like if you needed Jake to have a big brother, you should have just helped Reggie. Change
Well,
this.
I think what happened was with Reg probably was already on his way out. Brandon was the shock. So, they had to have a plot twist. Um, but I did. I like Reg. I like Reg. Because he wasn't that old. So anybody who is going to take that responsibility and raise their brother to the best of his ability, like that's another problem that we don't understand in our community. Like some of us is giving all we got to the best of their ability, to the best of what they were taught, to the best of what their understanding love is. It's to the best of their ability.
And this is why, Keisha, this is why I'm telling you, in my personal opinion, that little actor that plays Jake, he's doing a hell of a job. I mean,
I
he
think
really.
Kevin is doing a good job too,
Oh,
though, because
Kevin,
Kevin went
they
through a
all
lot.
good. They all good. Like it's funny because Papa, I used to just laugh at Papa, but now you seeing them mature. I'm glad that they actually threw it in there how they all got into school together, which was smart because they needed to keep them boys together because they are the show. You see that Kevin is probably going to be an integral part because you see he don't like to use the N word. He's positive. Kevin, I just hope that they keep Kevin as
Kevin
Kevin.
is smart. So here's the thing. And it's funny because it reminds me of my father. All my father friends was like in the street and drug dealers and everything else. My father was the salutarian of his class. So he was like number two. That's how smart he is. Now, black people stuff, my grandmother told him he had to go to work and not go to college. But the difference between then and now, his friends made sure he stayed on the right path because they were proud of how smart he is. This new generation want to take everybody down with them.
Hmm.
So, I mean, that's something our generation and the generation, especially the generation before us, we're going to have to reevaluate some of the choices and decisions we made and what we've done wrong.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
a conversation for another day. But
definitely.
like, because we did some things wrong. But the generation before us, yeah, they really did some shit wrong.
How you feel about the Jerica situation?
I feel like
Because she's integral because she's remember she worked in real
once
estate.
she once she did once they got rid of Brandon, they could have brought her back. That's what I feel like.
Yes,
And had her as the grieving girlfriend.
yeah, it's interesting that they didn't even show anything. I mean,
I
you could have got a
think
good, you
she
could have got a great actress to play her, or anybody that's up and coming.
but I think she was finished with them. I think she was I don't think men understand when as a woman, if I tell you that something inappropriate happens, like off color it's certain things as a woman that you're used to. So like the jokes, I came here with C's, triple D's now. I've had the joke since I was 11. I know what a joke is and what's something that makes me feel uncomfortable.
But Keisha,
And what
let me ask you in that aspect, right?
hmm
Because we both watched the show.
hmm
The showrunner, as well as Lena Waithe, in regards to Jason Mitchell, were told about him. She told them, and they happen to be women. One happened to be a heterosexual woman, allegedly, and the other one is Lena Waithe. Now, why you
women
think
dismiss women.
that's what really happened here? Because I don't know if they didn't believe her or.
Not, but Quentin, understand this. Not only do women dismiss women, but, and people are probably going to be mad at me when I say this. They always attach to black women. Oh, they so strong. They so this. They so that. So it's like people don't believe you when you say, I'm hurt, or this bothered me, or this was inappropriate. And there's no color attached to it. It's just all black women. It's like you supposed to take as much abuse as you possibly can take.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that even women, even black women, minimize other black women. Like, um, my best friend, your sister, she has endo. Like it was older women where she was expressing how she was feeling and all this different. Oh, I don't want to hear about your period. She's not talking about her period. She's talking about her anguish, her mental, her physical, her ailments, not wanting to get up. But the older woman was like, well, just suck it up and deal with it. So we get it from all sides, even women. It's just like, just suck it up and deal with it, And you and I had this conversation earlier. It's like black people feel like I got a good life. It doesn't matter if I have to work 20 times harder instead of wanting an even playing field.
We shouldn't even be having that conversation or telling each other, yo, you got to work 20 times harder. We shouldn't even be having that conversation. We should just be
Right.
having a conversation that if you want to be successful in life, everything is there for you.
Listen, that's why I say, because it's even some of us who are successful, they really think they got in because of them programs. How swag. You probably was 15, 20 steps ahead of the next person to you. But your mind, we got PTSD. They got our mind so screwed up that we think them programs, you got in, you did the same work. You probably did better than them. But we don't need them programs. That's why I say just run me my money. I
It's a,
don't
it's
care.
that's an interesting statement, and maybe one day we could have a show on affirmative action. Has it been beneficial and has it not been beneficial? And not to take it there, we doing a shy review, but that's an interesting statement because a lot of times people feel as though that, like you said, that they did get in based off of a lot of social programs, and they may just got in based off their talent alone. But one of the statements that somebody said is shaming the victim. Yeah, a lot of times the victim is getting shamed, but in the shy, which was interesting with the showrunner and as well as Lena Waithe, was she said that she had felt sexually harassed by Jason Mitchell twice, and they told her and they did nothing. Do you think, Keisha? Let me ask you. Do you think that they didn't say nothing because they didn't want drama on the show? Like, yo, we got a good thing going right now. Like, please, we don't need this show.
It's both of them black. Is Lena black and the showrunner
I
black?
don't know offhand the showrunners black.
I think sometimes we have a lot of responsibility to each other. We have a lot of responsibility to each other. So with that responsibility, you don't want. I think that she was trying to protect Jason, Tiffany Boone, and everybody.
Mm.
Because what do I always say? I know that even in the group, y'all think that I get with people. I try my hardest not to, in a public forum, disrespect black people. I try my hardest. I mean, they be coming. So then sometimes I be like, Harriet would have left them, I'm gonna leave them too. But I try my hardest because it's hard for us to come back from that. So look at Jason Mitchell. They just had him, all his clothes and furniture and stuff was on the front of his house. He was evicted. Then he was arrested for drugs. I guess he was running drugs. So since then, his life has been in a tailspin. Don't nobody want that on their heart. So
Jason,
that's just how I
Jason,
look at it.
Jason, Jason Mitchell gonna make a comeback like Robert Downey Jr. gonna make a comeback.
Shit.
I'm pulling for him because if
Ugh.
anybody could do it as an actor, Robert Downey Jr. I would have never thought that he would have came back from all his issues, but he came back. So we pulling for you, Jason Mitchell.
Yeah, I
If
Robert
you out
Downey
there,
Jr.
you got two
Shit.
people in your corner, and I know you got some people that's watching this show in your corner.
Quentin
Come on, Jason
Q.
Mitchell. Robert Downey Jr.
He
became
need
Iron
a
Man. He became Iron Man,
He,
and he turned his
do
life
you know
around.
Robert Downey Jr. grew up with money? He was gonna be all right anyway. Y'all better put up a GoFundMe for Jason Mitchell.
But he was a train wreck. He was on his way up out of here. He wouldn't even come up to screen as he was so high.
Listen, let me tell you, that Robert Downey Jr. less than zero. I love that Robert Downey Jr. I got an older brother and sister. I know all them late
I don't
70s, early
I don't
80s
even I don't
movies.
even think most people that watch Marvel shows understand all the stuff that Robert Downey Jr. been through in his personal life, and it's always good that somebody could turn their life around. Uh,
I
you
mean,
know,
I'm definitely proud of him. But Robert Downey and that Jr. is in that generation above us,
yeah.
right? So they was all about the 80s and Studio, what it was, it 57
Studio
and doing
54, Keisha.
lines,
Studio
whatever,
54, Keisha.
doing lines and getting high and smoking weed in college. I mean in high school, and that's why they kids is running amok. We got a little bit of a handle on our kids, but they kids,
listen,
them 32
listen.
to 37 year olds, they running a damn muck.
We gonna root for Jason Mitchell to make a comeback because Jason Mitchell was on his way. He very good actor, and you know what's funny, Keisha, about actors, and I
You
know
need to go find me.
this might be taking it a step further, right? You ever notice how Hollywood, when a person get casted, they get casted for everything? Like Chadwick Boseman right now getting this Joker was Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, T'Challa. Like,
I mean, I couldn't get through James Brown. I liked him in Black Panther,
yeah,
but I like Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther.
yeah.
So
Me and my brothers discussed that yesterday about how these actors, even with Michael B. Jordan, you start to see him in a whole bunch of roles. Shout out to his pops, who is my guy, Mr. Jordan, Big Mike. But anyway, look, Keisha. So I think that the Shy needs to um explain to us what's up with Brandon because Brandon was very lovable character, yo.
so here's my thing. I think that we people are creative,
Hmm.
right? And so unfortunately, they only give like one of us a chance at a time, one or two of us a chance. I don't know if that's fortunately or unfortunately.
Hmm.
Um, so I just want her to write from a perspective, from a black perspective. And if you write from a black perspective, that should include everything, including LGBT. So I want representation for all of us. I want to see um role models throughout like a black family or a black experience,
Yeah.
because you're talking about the heterosexual male, but which woman in the show is really doing good,
Mm,
or as a role model, like a black woman, which was the cop was confused.
mm.
Her son, not, I'm not blaming her for her son is in jail because we all make choices in life, but you know what
Like somebody in the
you
chat, Keisha, like somebody in the chat said, we need answers. Us Shy fans, we need answers. It's too many untold storylines where they going all over the place. Like, yo, like my brother
yeah,
said to me
it's
yesterday,
a
where's
whole.
Tracy? Tracy's not bad on the eye. Where's she at?
Is that the only reason y'all want her back?
I'm
Because
just
she
saying,
not bad on the eye?
Tracy is not bad on the eye. Where's she at? Now her and Ronnie best friends.
Yeah, they like best friends. But think about it. I mean, the grandmother was a grandmother, so we don't really got her backstory. But all we know is that she knew who Ronnie's father was, and she kept him away from him.
But
Right?
even but Keisha, even Jada ain't bad on the eye. Jada was showing all her thickness in that scene.
No, Jada got a bad body. She 38, 39. Yeah, she in
Why
my
you keep
era.
saying that? Even she might be a little older than that. You keep saying 38,
I don't think
39,
no,
yo.
no, no, no. She said that in the first episode, how old she was. And season 3, episode 1, when the older guy was trying to dance with her, she told him how old she was. So, but I say that to say Jada's self-esteem low. She ain't no damn role model.
But she even was trying to give Darnell a little bit piece of the pie. But even
She
Darnell,
done gave Darnell a piece of the
but even,
pie. Don't you ever think that she ain't gave Darnell a piece
even
of the pie.
but the funniest thing, right? Yo, the funniest thing, right, Keisha? Before like working where I work at, Keisha, right? I used to wear earpiece for like 2, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started wearing the headphones like I got on now for work. But what's funny, right? Is Darnell got that old head earpiece in his ear all the time, yo. And that's just how it be. Them old jokers come through,
But
sliding through with the
how old is
earpiece.
Darnell? I think Darnell is our age. He's too corny to
Dar-
be our age. I
yeah,
think I, I think Darnell is like our age. So okay, so Jerica could have been, somebody positive or doing well, but like I want to see. Um. So, but are they saying that's not what's in Chicago? I don't believe that.
but let
I
me
don't
let me
believe
let me
that.
ask you 2 questions. One question is, um, Brandon's mother, Sonia John. They got her playing. She lost two of her
A
sons.
drunk.
She lost two of her sons. She drinks. I'm not going to go there because I had an aunt that when my cousin got killed, my aunt, she found religion, which was great. But I don't ever want to talk about how it affects a parent losing a child.
Oh my God. We talked about this the other day because I helped my sissy, her cousin had passed away. So I'm sharing, you guys might not know. In 93, my cousin passed away. It was detrimental to my family. And my aunt, her son is in his 30s. My aunt is still not over it. I think the worst thing in the world, your children are supposed to bury you, right? You know that. But it's very difficult to deal with burying your own child. So, the Sonia character, I feel like she was screwed up already. Um, but if she a full blown drunk, I kinda understand it because she done buried both her children. I don't know how people deal with that.
Well, Keisha, you know, just because you're the dark skinned version of your cousin that passed away, may she rest in peace. Everybody always tell you y'all looked at just alike. You just happened to be dark skinned and she was light skinned. You know, she was one of them high
Mm-mm.
yellow girls back in the
They
day.
say they tell Faisa that she looked like her.
No,
But
no,
anyway, go
no,
ahead.
no. Let me ask you, Brandon's mother, even her boyfriend, what's up with dude? Like he got her to sell a house, he sit there and eat
He's
and
a
drink beer all
user.
day. Like that's what
He's
I
a
mean.
user.
Like, yo, where's the
He's a
positive
damn
dude, yo?
user. We don't have a one. But that's what I mean. So we don't have no positive black or women or men really, except the kids. The three boys is the most positive, and I'm gonna give Emmett a pass too because now I hate to say this. I'm a single mother with a child. I kind of let this child get away with stuff that I probably shouldn't have, right? Because
Mhm.
it's just been me until I want to punch him. So I understand that concept of how much she loved her son and wanted him to do the right thing. So it's a reality based thing. Because if my son brings some kids in here, he in here too. He on the other side. He
And this
listening.
look, Keisha, this what
No,
this what look,
wait. I'm not babysitting. My son is 20, a junior in college. I'm not babysitting. I don't even like kids. I don't even know how he got here. So I understand Jada's plight. But to me, Jada got a low self-esteem. Like Emmett is grown. He ain't in the house. You supposed to be out. Ain't
and
no
Keisha,
jazz clubs.
Keisha, this why I love our chat because somebody just said it is a heterosexual man positive heterosexual man in the show that we
Who?
know? Sonny, old
Yeah,
timer.
but you don't have see Sonny.
Yeah, but he positive. He hardworking. The brother Q was his brother. He wasn't in the street. Sonny was trying to do him, and even with Q, like they just took him out the show. Like this is
Q wasn't positive. I'ma go with Sonny, but where the hell
yeah,
is Sonny?
yeah. Like
Where's
at
Sonny?
least they know he's still in the show because Emmett was his manager, and now they're using his restaurant. Hopefully they're gonna buy Sonny out, but Sonny was
Okay. But wait, ask whoever posted that. But what about a positive black woman? If Sonny don't continue, we don't have one. And I like Sonny, but if he
yeah.
don't continue going forward, we
Somebody
don't
in the
have
chat.
one.
Somebody in the chat said, "Are we going to talk about Lala's character?" We talked about Lala's character. We think she did
Lala's a
her thing.
whore.
She's not a
Quentin
whore.
thinks Quentin thinks Lala did her thing. I feel like
No,
that character is a whore.
I think
Like,
that
why do who asks a person, oh, let me see the third leg? You a whore with the W. Like, who does that?
she wanted to see that thing.
No.
She wanted to see that thing. She didn't know. Now he obviously, like he said, he talked to her earlier. She acted like she ain't know. She wanted to see the thing. But my thing was, I don't want them to bring them two into having a sexual relationship. My biggest thing with Lala is I think she did a good job. I don't, the power thing is what gets me. And Keisha
I
froze, y'all, for
mean,
a second.
I'm here.
Right.
I think she did better than Keisha on
Empowered.
Power.
Yeah.
Yeah, she took some acting lessons during the hiatus.
Yeah, I would really like to see like
She needed to.
Emmett sold her on the dream, and at the end she basically said, got within his space and was like, let's get this money. So I hope that they write in the script that they are successful business owner partners, and they don't have to have them having showing everything. But as they say, Keisha, you know what they say about shows, sex sells. So they definitely gonna probably have a sex scene between them two.
Listen,
Unfortunately,
I mean, I don't mind the sex. Like I said, I didn't mind the two women with the strap on. Um, I don't. It is what it is. It's real
so hold
life.
up, you didn't mind the women with the strap on. The strap on didn't take you back. You saw that on TV before.
I never seen it on TV before. I'm not into girls, but
You don't have to be into girls to see that on TV. These TV shows are graphic nowadays, but I just was shocked to see it on TV.
yeah, I mean, she's trying to get her representation. That didn't really bother me. I knew what it was.
Yeah, the person that said that we talked about Lala, they came in the chat late. Yeah, we talked about Lala's character. I forgot her name. I just know she was a
Where's
cook. What?
Chastity? I know she had some stuff to say. She in the chat?
Chastity's not in the chat.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm okay with it so far. It's a lot of holes though.
Somebody
It's
said
a
you
lot of
really didn't
holes.
see anything. Who didn't see anything? I saw the strap one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, they talking about that.
Oh, Chastity says she is here, yo.
Okay,
She
what's
is
her
here.
thoughts?
Well, yeah, Chastity, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts, because I know that you was chopping at the bit to to get involved in.
Um, yeah, so like,
Oh, what
it
about what
doesn't.
about what about Lena Waithe writing the character for herself? She's gonna be like a community activist or somebody that's running for mayor. They showed in the previews. What do you think about that?
They better learn from Spike.
Mm,
It's
mm.
cheaper to write yourself in and figure it out. Shit, you better learn.
I know that
Um,
Common. I know that Common has that recurring role, and I don't think they
I
want to.
didn't like Common's role.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
he didn't seem. Don't get me wrong. I get the role being Muslim, but I think that the role wasn't too warming to Ronnie. He basically talked about, like, in the first season. I think it was more about redemption and all this stuff. but he didn't seem too
Mm.
welcoming. Like he seemed very harsh, and I
He
get it.
needed to be. He needed to be on for life. To me, the role Common was playing was more of a life role, not.
Hold on, Keisha, keep talking.
It was more of a life role, not this show's role. But I don't know. I didn't. I wasn't welcoming to him. He didn't grab me in. I don't know. I don't even know if I feel like Common is a good actor. So I don't know. But like I said, I like the kids. Definitely like the kids. I definitely like Papa. I would like to see more of Papa's background because we know Jake's background. We don't know who his father is, but we know Jake's background and we know Kevin's background. And his father recently, I think his father died last season. So I would like to know more about Papa. Um, so we're gonna see what she got in store for us. She need to hire Kay Brown. That's what I feel like. Maybe I'll write her tomorrow while I'm at work.
I know somebody said they was just calling in. Call back. I mean, I couldn't get to the line fast enough because it wasn't actually in front of the computer. But whoever just tried to call into the show, call back, and we can hear your thoughts. I mean, you're more than welcome to be a part of the show. I just actually tried to call the number back, but call right back, and I'll be able to get to your call as soon as I can. But yeah, I do think I do like the kids roles in the show. I do think the kids, like the kids on the show, they lovable and they personable. Um, even the girl that like Kevin, little Maisha, she got a baby already. Like that just threw me off. That just threw me off.
My the big girl got a baby
Yes, she got
already.
a baby. Yeah, yeah.
I missed that. Which episode is that? Now I'm gonna
That
have
was
to go watch
that was
again.
season 2. Remember when Kevin went to the house? Hold on, Keisha.
Oh, I thought she was watching her little sisters and brothers. I can't hear you if you're talking. Are you talking? We can't hear you, sir. Oh, 1 second.
You're on the show. You're on the show. We can hear you.
Oh, okay, good, good, good. I can't see it anymore because I didn't want the echo in the background. But I have so much to say on the side. You know that I love this show. See, wait.
Can you hear her, Keisha? Keisha can hear you. You're on the air.
Okay, all right, good. Did we talk about the boyfriend, the girlfriend, boyfriend, or no?
Yeah. We talked about the girlfriend.
Oh, we talked about that. So wait, but from the beginning, did everybody know that she wasn't completely
Ke-
female?
Keisha knew
I
after
didn't know that.
Keisha knew after episode 1 that was a male. Cause Keisha said to me, "That's a male, Q," and I'm like, "Huh?" Keisha was like, "Yo, that's a male."
Yeah. So no, I had a lot of suspicions about it, but it wasn't until when she was cutting the hair in the beginning of the second episode, I was just like, no, there was just something off. But I'm happy that they started some type of storyline about that. But you know what I was also gonna say that Keisha keeps bringing up that when they're writing right now, right, towards this show for the Shy, they're writing these characters, and I think that when they're writing them, they're making them imperfect for a reason, right? Because, like, let's say for example, the mom Jada, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel that she's living her life now, after her son leaves, and she's starting to date again. She's starting to get back into the groove of things. So I don't think it's so much that she's not confident. It's just a new world, And realistically, that's what happens sometimes when we start. Like myself, I'm divorced, so now I'm getting out here and I'm dating, and it's just like, yo, this isn't like back in the day. So the characters that I'm seeing when they're writing the show, I feel that they're imperfect, but they're imperfect for a reason because nobody's perfect.
Yeah, the thing that we had discussed probably before you started watching was that unfortunately, and I don't know, and I don't want to accuse Lena Waithe of having an agenda, but it appears that is falling in line with the LGBTQ agenda of not having no
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ of not having any positive heterosexual black men in none of their shows. It's like all of the guys, even Ronnie to an extent, all of the guys, for lack of better words, ain't shit on the show. Like it's no positive men in the show.
So and I get that. I can see that that could be a point of view, but I see when I watch it, what I see is that they're trying to write real people, right? They're not trying to write these fake people that are like the Huxtables. The Huxtables didn't exist. I don't know how many. Like I grew up in New York City. I don't know how many at that time. I don't know how many black families there were that had a mother as a lawyer and a father as a doctor and had 4 children living in a beautiful brownstone. It just wasn't a realistic interpretation, unfortunately. So what I think that they're doing is they're writing real people. And another thing also that I feel about the Chi. Remember Chicago? Chicago is known as the Windy City. It's not known as the Windy City because because it's windy. It's known for its politics. That's why they call it the Windy City. Because whenever something happens, the wind blows in Chicago, and that's how movement happens in politics. So that's why I feel that they're showing all these storylines, and they're showing it in minorities. So I like the writing. I do. And I'm not saying that I think that us as minorities are always imperfect. I think that we as people are imperfect as humans. So, and I'm liking that they are gearing it towards the black community and keeping it that way. I like a lot of that, and I like that. And I don't know about y'all. I guess I wasn't watching close enough, but I didn't see anything in that scene. I saw a lot of skin.
That was episode 1. I
guess I wasn't watching hard enough.
It was steamy. It was steamy.
I think that as a man, you have an issue with it, but I don't think.
I wasn't looking at all that for that, but I did. And remember, when I watch an episode, I'm a maniac. I watch the same episode 5 times because I want to go back and not miss anything. I like seeing certain things. Did we talk about the girl? Oh God, what's her name? The little girl that we're missing.
Yeah,
Keisha.
we talked about dark skin Keisha. It's always the dark skin Keishas that do this stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, and what's Keisha's take on it?
Keisha, what's your take? Can you hear her? You won't be able to. Keisha can hear you, but you won't be able to hear Keisha.
Okay, all right.
But my take on Keisha, I mean, I think that it's a lot of missing women. Well, my take is because I know I have a family member that went missing and was killed by like a serial killer in Newark. So I know that this is an epidemic in the black community. So for me, and I say this to Quentin all the time, the black and brown community where I include the Puerto Ricans, not so much the Dominicans, but I definitely include the Puerto Ricans because I grew up in a time and an era that we were all the same. Like my Aunt Lois, which is KK's aunt, she'd be like, they ain't nothing but some foreign talking niggas. So this whole thing of now a separation is new. So I feel like somebody grabbed her, and that's why I talked about Milwaukee. It's a lot of people being sold into like sex slaves or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of people that run away from home and then a pimp picked them up.
Yeah, I'm here.
I sent you the link, okay? Yeah, I sent her the link. She's probably gonna join.
But it's a lot of like sex slaves and different things, especially in Atlanta. But to me, when people tell me about Chicago is popping. Chicago is not like it's 1,000 people that was killed today. So it just makes me wonder, like, was she because she was provocatively dressed in that episode. So did a sex trafficker or somebody pick her up?
Yeah, I wanted to know like why did Kevin assume this was her boyfriend named Norm? What was his name? Normal?
Nook or
No,
thought. I thought it
no,
was Nook.
no. I don't know why Kevin assumed that she might have been there. I don't know what
Because
made them
she
think.
was fast. Because she was fast. She was fast. To
But
me,
even with the Nook, where did his character come in at? I mean, she was messing with the track coach until he got beat up. But like, where did this new character come in to just have Keisha all mesmerized and then make Kevin think that Keisha's there?
I mean, because that's what I think, because that's what the girlfriend said. The girlfriend and Kevin mind going to know more than her little brother, I would think.
I,
Chassie,
I,
what you think?
I don't. So I'm trying to catch up to the question. So I honestly, okay. So Keisha she's going to college. That's what she wants to do, right? So I think whoever this Nook is, or the track coach, or the whoever this is, and look, I'm not judging her fast, slow, in between. That's just something to do right now for the moment. Get she's got an itch and he's scratching it. That's it. So my concern is that something happened to her, because what the mother said is true. The mother said, Keisha, she'll go out, she'll hang out, she'll do this, but she'll go to school. And she wasn't in school. So that's where I think that something happened to her, and it wasn't no Nook, or those people that did it.
Chassie, you kind of fading, maybe because
Okay.
you might not be close to your modem.
Okay, let me go
So
next
I
door.
heard her though. I heard what she said.
yeah,
I agree with what
she's
she
right
said.
that Keisha always did have that book bag with
Because
her.
Keisha is smart. Like, you know how many
I'm
girls,
trying to
I'm
get.
just gonna say, in the hood, who you want a little adventure, but you still smart and you handle your business. Like, that's a reality of life.
So Keisha, let me ask you, why do you smile when we talk about dark skin Keisha?
Mm, I don't know.
I like
Well,
her
because
character.
but reality is it's two Keishas in our area, and and I am dark skinned Keisha, and she's very light.
Yeah.
So I'm dark skinned Keisha, she's light skinned Keisha. So maybe that's why.
Oh, okay. So Chastity, we basically, before you joined the show or before you started watching, we basically had touched on everything. We just trying to figure out where they're gonna go with this stuff. Like what are they gonna do with the Brandon? They're gonna explain to us because we want to know how Brandon got killed. We want to know what happened. Did he get killed? Did he go to witness protection? Because you could take that a whole different places, and it's just like they didn't show Jericho. They killed Brandon off the show. No more food truck. Emmett don't know how to cook. Now he got Lala as his cook. I mean, it's all over the place, and it's like we just want some answers.
I Yes, I hear you on that. I'm big mad that the Brandon and Jerica storyline no longer exists. I'm big mad at that.
Yeah, they were easy to root for,
Yeah.
coming from two different backgrounds, but they really loved each other. And she had got upset because he had took the money from Duduwa. He just needed a little bit of help, and he didn't have faith that everything was going to work out from the struggle. So
Yep.
you're right. It's kind of crazy that good beautiful storyline no longer exists.
But
But
I
like
mean,
Yeah, because it was a good
but
storyline.
like Keisha said,
it was.
Keisha wants Emmett to be with Keisha.
hmm
Um.
I mean, I get it for him to be with one of his kids' mother. But I just feel like him and Keisha have more of a connection, more of a
I
friendship, more of a longevity for a relationship to
I
prosper
think that
and last.
what they're trying to portray when they write Keisha is
hmm
that successful student that went out there, went to school, did their thing, got a scholarship, and left. And then what I do like about her character is that, once again, she's not perfect. She's still out there doing her thing on her side, and she's leaving. So, and he even says it. He's like, I don't want you to stay here and just get knocked up by one of these fools. Go out there and do it. So that's
Yeah,
what I think. And another thing though that I wanted to ask you guys. So I was a big Wire fan. Did you guys watch The Wire also?
yeah.
The Wire did it for me. I loved all of it. I really did. And
So
now, and when I watch The Shy, it's reminiscent of The Wire to me.
it has a lot of the overtones of the wire.
Yeah.
It definitely speaks about things within the culture that maybe a lot of people don't know unless you've
Yes.
actually lived, and it shows how in a big city, each area in a big city is a city within a city. Even to the
Yeah.
point where Trig was like, I can't go over there. That's a whole different gang. They might blow my head off. Like he was kind of like, he even stepped to Doodle Wild, which was interesting with no problem, but he was scared to go over there to help Kevin because that was a different sort of say hood, as the young people
Yeah.
would say.
Well, that makes sense to me though. You do different things for your family or for who you feel like you align to. Like I'll go
Mhm.
to war for mine. Now somebody I see on TV might be a little bit different. So I get it.
Yeah.
I did love that scene where Trig and they was in the car and Trig was like, I don't know that nigga, and Kevin was like, Kevin raised up and was like, and don't call me no nigga.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice scene, like I
Yeah.
said, the
Well,
kids are,
that's the next episode. You on the
no,
how
that's
many
not the next
episodes?
episode. That's the
Two.
episode in the car where he asking for help, and he got Jake and them in the back seat, and he says
So
to
you
him,
saw all that on the preview? Because that
I,
that didn't happen in the
I,
episode three. See,
hey, I
at
don't know,
season three, episode
I,
two.
I,
Are you
I might
on three?
I told you I saw it 4 times. I might be seeing things.
Now
So
I'm gonna
I
have to
have a
go
question
watch
for you.
another episode.
I'm keep watching it. So I have a question for you guys also. Um, are you guys watching Hightown, Keisha,
We
or no?
we sh-
I haven't watched it. I want to because I like that girl that was on Chicago Fire.
we're
Okay,
gonna do a
okay.
high time
So
review. We're gonna do a high time
all right,
review at the end of their season.
all right, okay. But I just want to give you a question. And being that you saw The Wire also, I was a big Omar fan and still am. I
Hmm.
loved everything that had to do with Omar. And in
Right,
my head, remember Omar, his thing was that, you never hurt the working man, right? If
Hmm.
you in the game, you about the game, but you
right.
got to live by a code, right?
Hmm.
And then Hightown came out with Osito. Did you see the last episode?
Yeah,
Quentin? And
yeah.
do you know what Osito means in Spanish?
No.
Bear. A little bear. A little bear. Osito is a little bear. So that's his name. But anyway, but when I was watching Hightown, and I don't want to get too into it, and whatever he does, he kept saying, he does what he does, and then he says a man got to live by a code. If he don't live by a code, then it's not right. And when he was in there, when he was doing that in Hightown, all I thought about was Omar and The Wire.
Well, that is like Keisha was explaining earlier. That is reminiscent of how the older gentlemen used to move, and how men of a
We
certain
don't have
age
no
are supposed to
code no
move.
more.
Is that it was always a code, even if you was into the street or whatever, you
Yeah,
always protected your friends and quote unquote civilians that wasn't in the street,
yeah,
and they were quote unquote off limits. And it's good that they try to show that in these movies to get people to
mhm,
understand that in in our culture and in any culture, everybody's going to have what we would consider a underworld climate, that
yeah,
they're supposed to, that the underworld climate has certain codes that they live by. Now a person that's not from the underworld may say that those codes are false and those codes ain't valid, but a person that's in the underworld will say that these are codes that they live by. No matter what, these codes will be protected. And
I
it's,
get
it's,
that.
it's
The
interesting that
code, the codes are not flawed. It's the people are flawed. The codes are not invalid. It's the new people. And it's not our generation. It's the generation before us. They didn't
Well, I don't
raise
know.
them
How old are
pill
you, Keisha?
babies.
Are you my generation? I don't know how old you are, Keisha.
Yeah.
You
I'm
look
your
like
generation.
oh, all right. Well, look,
It,
all I
it's,
know
it's,
is
it's the
I don't know if
pill
it's
babies before
necessarily
us.
I don't even know if it's necessarily a street culture because it's like this to me. Ready? I have a sister. I can't stand my sister. I can't even tell you how many words I got for this girl. But at the end of the day, you can't talk about my sister to me. You get what I'm saying? So it's a family code. I can talk about my
Mhm.
sister all I want. And
Right.
people don't even know that I have a sister. That's how much we don't rock with each other. But at the end of the day, you can't come up to me talking about her.
Hmm.
So it's that same mentality, where you have to live by something. But I get what you're saying, Keisha. I feel that this younger generation, they are a very they feel that we
Selfish.
owe it to them. Like my kids, like I have a 26-year-old, I have a 20-year-old. They think that they just get to live here for free and not do
Right.
anything. Like
This
they're
this
entitled,
this
entitled.
generation be easy. They got people like Kevin, Papa, and Jake. Those kids are special in the shy.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
Like Lena can't listen. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I can't. I'll always watch. Me and the shy gonna rock together. I'm gonna rock with the shy,
Me
but
too.
she can't mess with those kids' characters, yo. Those kids are
No,
like,
how about
yo,
wait? What about when they were talking about sex and the little fat boy? What's that? Who's that? Papa?
leave Papa
Papa.
alone.
Papa.
When he broke it down, he was like, "You know that you're gonna have to live with her soul forever." I was like, "Wow, how old are
But
you?"
well, see, I think that they had Papa say it because Papa has a religious background.
Yeah,
But
everybody likes Papa. Papa is
but
adorable,
where's
yo.
his people?
Hey,
Where's
you know
his
I'm a
people?
chubby chaser. You know that. Come on.
Listen,
I love I love the big
I'm
guy.
gonna ask people in the chat, and I'm gonna ask you guys.
Hmm.
His father calls him by his real name. Can y'all tell me Papa's real name?
No, I can't. What is
Yeah,
it?
I forgot it. I remember his father called him by the
Quentin,
name. What
Quentin,
you?
I got 7 children. I hardly remember their names.
I'm
Let's get
trying.
it. Come on.
I'm trying to remember Papa's real name, but his father said it in the episode of season 2, and I heard it and I started laughing. But his father will not call him Papa, so we got to figure out Papa's real name. I don't even want to
I'll
look it
watch it
up.
tonight. I'll watch
I'm
it
about to
tonight.
look it up.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Look it
Anybody in the
up.
chat know Papa's real name before Keisha find it?
I don't know it.
It might not come up, Keisha. I'm telling you, yo.
I know. That's funny, yeah.
So yeah, I hope that Lena doesn't mess up the kids' characters and keeps them as pure to the show as possible. Um, because they are adorable. They are the show. Seeing what they're going through, and they is glad that in spite of the character that Doodle plays, he got the little kids all working in the pizza shop.
Yeah. Cause you know why he ain't stupid. He knows they're the future.
That's true.
He knows they're the future.
Keisha, did you find it?
I'm still looking. Did y'all hear me say that's true?
Yeah,
Yes,
He
I
know
heard
them
you.
kids are the future.
They
Them
are. They're the
kids is
future. That's
yeah.
what it is. That's
I
what it's
need
about.
somebody to find out who Papa's name is. Anybody in the chat, find out Papa's name on the show because his father called him by his name,
I'm
and
gonna
he
watch it
never
later tonight, and I'll
he
text you and Keisha. Cause I that's what I do. I watch the
he
shows.
he never said his son don't call him Papa. And actually, I think the school teacher might have said his name too, because the
Uh,
school teacher don't call him by Papa neither.
I don't remember. I don't
I
remember.
don't know. Look, I don't remember. Let me see. You know, this what I do for a living, research. Let's see
Yeah,
if I can
now you
find
can
it.
find his real name. It'll come up as Shaman Brown Jr.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
his
not his
real
real name.
name, but
No,
that's
that's
not
his.
his real
Yeah,
name
that's
on
the
the
actor's
show.
name. That's the actor's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, I like the shy. I think they got it going on, and I just hope that they keep writing. Oh, how about when they did that speed dating with Jada? Oh, I was dying. I was dying. That
She
would be
said
me.
Jada
That
says
would
she
be
don't
me.
like cats, yo.
She doesn't like what?
Cats.
Oh my God.
Quint, I don't like cats either, but Quentin, his real name is Stanley.
That is
See,
it.
there it is. It is
That is
Stanley.
it. Yo, you
It
found
is.
it,
It's
Keisha.
Stanley.
Yo, you found it.
I told you I do research for a living.
Yo, you found it, Joe. Because Keisha, his
Listen.
school teacher called him that. He was like, Jake, Kevin, Stanley, come here. Yo, that's it, Joe. Stanley, yo.
Yep.
Stanley. I do research for a living. Oh, and the Puerto Rican cop is not on there no more.
Oh, they took him off the show.
Because on Wikipedia it says season 1 and 2. But I liked him.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, it's odd they took him out because remember he had did the investigation on the police with the guns,
yeah.
did the Ronnie
Mm.
investigation. He was really into Tukey as well. Keisha dropped for a second, and
Okay.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Keisha phone might have died, but
Because she was
what
looking up
what
Stanley's name.
what else Chastity that you wanted to talk about from the first two episodes so far?
No, so what I was gonna talk about was Jada at that speed dating. I completely felt her because she's out there talking about, well, I'm a grandmother and I hate cats, and where are you from? What part of Asia are you from? And just asking all these awkward, wrong questions. I
Dumb
completely understood
questions.
her. I love that would be me. I have 7 kids, 4 baby daddies, a dog, a cat, like and then I'm over here expecting a date, like.
But
And then
see,
when
I
she
think
asked the
I
Asian
think
guy,
I think I think that might have been like a real scenario because
yeah,
a lot of times women of a certain age will put all their cards on the table and be like, "Look, this is what I'm working with. Either you're going
yep,
to accept me for what I'm working with, or don't accept me at all."
I mean, I
amen.
think it's a real scenario, but I don't know. She just so uptight. I wasn't uptight at that age, but I don't want to be a judger.
No, how about when she asked the Asian guy, so where you from? And he goes, Lincoln Park. And then she goes, no, but okay, so then where your parents from? And she's like,
He gonna
Lincoln
say
Park,
Lincoln Park,
Lincoln
but
Park.
I think I saw an episode where they're the couple that get together.
Oh, the
Mm.
Asian and her.
I'm a look. Yeah, I'm a look
Okay,
again. Y'all gonna make me watch this
I
episode
don't hate
again
her.
tonight.
I'm not hating. I don't hate on that.
I
I don't
mean,
hate
they
on
got
that.
melanin in them also. I think that's a good
They a
match.
mixture, right?
Hmm.
They a
So
mixture
look,
of a lot of things.
we
That's
go
What
a
else
good
can I
match.
say about the I
we go.
want to see where this. So I want to see where this Keisha storyline is going. Um, I hope. I don't know. Something tells me she's not coming back
You
physically.
don't think so? They gonna kill somebody else? If they
I
kill the
think
dark skinned Keisha, I'm gonna stop watching.
no. Do you know why? Because I think that she's on another show.
Oh,
I think
okay.
she's already on another show. So I could be wrong, but I think they kill her off. But I'm hoping
Yeah,
not.
somebody also said in the chat that Papa's name is Stanley, but I appreciate that. Like I told y'all, nobody call him Stanley except the school teacher and his father. Everybody else say Papa, yo. Oh, I still can't believe that time he came out with the Biggie song and he had the hat on with the cane.
Hmm.
Oh, Papa had me in tears that episode.
I love that. I
I
love the
like
show.
Papa.
I do. I love the show entirely, completely. I love the writing. It makes me want to go to Chicago.
One of the things that as kids that they made me the episode that I really like, not just the episode, but the part where they was trying to sell candy. I think that that's every little kid's little hustle. They always think about trying to make money, like when they in fourth, fifth, sixth grade. Like, yo, I can
Yeah.
sell candy in school. Some of them might eat all the candy and eat all their profits and got to get on their feet by Monday. But I think that every kid probably tried to sell candy once or twice in their lifetime growing up.
Yep. I believe that.
Keisha, didn't you work in the bank in high school?
Yes.
You worked at the bank at
Yeah.
the school, right?
No. Cashier worked at the bank at the school, but I worked at Union. Me and KK and Vicky worked at Union Center right after we graduated.
And what bank? What bank was in the school when we was in school?
Union Center. I don't know, whatever it's called now, it's got a new name.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it got a new name.
So we're gonna wrap the show up because we're a little bit under 2 hours for a 2 hour show. So I don't know. We might could have another show next week, or we could do it after every 2 episodes. It's up to you guys. When y'all think we could do it. I know Chastity is like me and you, Keisha, that she be so excited after she watched the episode. She be wanting to conversate then, like, yo, what you think? So
I do.
Well, I watch it on Saturday. Now, this Saturday, I can't confirm that I'm going to watch it because I'm not going to be in Jersey. But I watch it midnight. You know how Power comes
yeah.
on?
Yep.
They put the new episodes up, so I watch it.
Yeah.
Now,
so
this week, I can't confirm that, but next week going forward, I watch it early.
Yeah, so
I
so
watch
so we'll try to
that in Hightown.
we'll try to do a show because I myself I watch it usually Sunday morning. I'll try to watch it because
Mhm.
I don't work on Sundays anymore. So I try to watch it, but I don't want to have a show and then we talking about it and we got all the spoiler alerts. So for Sunday, so we're gonna try to do it Monday. We definitely gonna do a Hightown review at the end of the season, so we could try to get everybody to watch Hightown because Hightown is
Hightown
really
is hot.
a good show.
It's
It
good.
really is.
It's
It
it's
really
it's
is.
it's it's a good show, good storyline. It's relevant to what's going
Mhm.
on in that particular area of the country. Um, so we definitely want to discuss that. Do I have any final thoughts, Chastity and Keisha?
I'm gonna watch it Sunday like 500 times.
I'm gonna watch it again tonight because I feel like I missed something
I
talking to
know.
you guys.
Um, with that, we're gonna close the show, and I'm gonna just say that, woo, I didn't mind seeing Jada's body. That's all I'm gonna say. With that, we're gonna close the show, and everybody have a blessed night.
Good night.